Welcome to Live in Love with Laura. I am Laura Louise. Why dedicate a book to people who have completed or contemplated suicide? Well, first of all, if we're being honest, most people consider, think about, or contemplate suicide at some point in their lives. I just want to normalize even the thought of suicide and that people think about suicide, period. Secondly, I have had 3 people in my life who have completed suicide. My uncle, when I was a kid, completed suicide. My aunt completed suicide. And a friend of mine completed suicide. Friends, clients, and even strangers I have encountered have been thinking about suicide and needing the right supports in order to support them through suicide thoughts. Suicide, suicide, suicide. I want to say the word enough times to desensitize you to feeling uncomfortable hearing the word and to feeling uncomfortable saying the word. Sex, drugs, gay, lesbian, penis, boobs, suicide. Let's forget about the language and just be real and live in a world that does not dwell in taboo. Suicide happens. Suicide is real. And take it from my firsthand experience, you do not want to find someone that you love who has completed suicide. So consider me doing you a favor today by talking about suicide. You want to be aware, and you want to feel comfortable knowing that it exists, and you want to feel comfortable asking. People experience depression. People experience challenges. People feel hurt, and people feel pain, whether that is physical, emotional, or spiritual pain. When people dwell in this space for a long period of time, they may think about suicide. When you are aware and you feel comfortable to this idea, you can feel comfortable by saying something like, I know that when some people feel depressed or they feel down, they sometimes think about suicide. Are you thinking about suicide? It is okay to hear the word yes after you have asked that question. Feel comfortable with that yes. Feel comfortable to listen and know that the next step is to find someone who can support that person at that time. You do not need to be a hero. You do not need intense suicide intervention training. You just need to be aware. I'm not an anti-medical activist. I do believe that our medical system serves a purpose in our world. However, I am 100% in support of prevention. There are ways to balance the imbalances in our brain and in our body, and even just through breathing techniques. Unfortunately, that isn't prescribed, and that's not taught in our education system yet. It is our responsibility to understand ourselves, to understand our feelings, and to understand what we need. It is okay to think about suicide, but it is even better to reach out for help. Mental health is just as important as our physical health, and it is just as part of us as our physical health. The only difference is you can't see it. When you have a sore throat, you go to a doctor. When you have a sore heart or a sore mind, go to a doctor. Go to a therapist, go to a counselor, go to a healer, go to a person that you resonate with that can offer you the support that you need. It's okay to be where you are, even if that's in the middle of a mess. But if you think you are alone, then you're lying to yourself. There are people in your life that care about you, and there are people in your community that can offer you the support that you need. Even our little animal friends can offer us, a little bit of care and love. It is up to you to look for that. Seek and you shall find. So thank you so much for visiting with us on this Wednesday with Live in Love with Laura. Thank you to those who have purchased Discover You, Discovering the World. It has reached #1 on Amazon for suicide. So much love to you, and I will see you next week.